Hey there, this is Dr. Bob here from Pain and Wellness Group. Today we're going to talk a little bit about pain and tightness and stuff in muscles. Why do we feel tight muscles? Okay, I have learned over the time that everybody always seems to have tight shoulders, so they're always kind of stretching things out, tight hamstrings, things like that, so they're always working on stretching those hamstrings. Okay, now that only leads to temporary relief. We have to start being a little bit smarter about this and start breaking down and thinking of why. Why do we feel these hamstrings as tight? The best way that I have found to explain this is just a little visualization. Muscles. The way our muscles work is, say this is the neutral state for them. Muscles should be able to contract and then relax to neutral and stretch and then relax to neutral. Okay? Now muscles will not over contract. Okay, so they can't squeeze in and contract so far that they squish. Okay, so that's just not a fear of our muscles. Okay, but muscles will tear. Okay, so in a muscle there is no sensor to say, hey, don't contract any further, you're going to squish. However, since muscles will tear, we have sensors within our muscles that when muscles are getting pulled like this and are about to tear or starting to tear, they stop and they say, hey, there's a nerve ending that says, oh, don't go any further. You are tearing me. This hurts. That sends a signal to our brain and says, hey, this is tight. We need to stop. However, our brain perceives that as tight, and in this world, we have been coached to stretch tight muscles. The problem is we haven't defined tight. Is tight this feeling of muscle being pulled tight, or is tight an actual state of being as the muscle then is actually short? The problem is we don't have the sensor in there telling us this muscle is short. So when people are stretching their tight muscles, they are pulling themselves further and further and further into their own problem. All because we haven't been taught how to perceive that feeling of tightness properly. So when you are feeling muscles that are being pulled tight, i.e. hamstrings, shoulders, back and stuff through here, those are muscles that are being stretched too far. They don't need to be stretched any further. On the contrary, they actually need to be shortened and strengthened up. So we teach people that here, you are feeling those tight hamstrings or those tight shoulders, we actually have to strengthen them up. We do exercises, pull those shoulders back, to shorten those muscle fibers back up. And then we go to the opposite, this tight chest that's pulling us like this. And we stretch that out, and that brings our body back to neutral and brings everything back to balance and tries to get those muscles back to a neutral state like this. So that way we can take the muscles that are actually tight in a tight state of being and get them stretched back out to neutral. And we take the muscles that are being pulled so tight that they feel tight and we strengthen them back up and get them back to neutral. So stop stretching those tight feeling muscles. Think of this is tight because it is the opposite side that is actually tight, and we stretch that out and we strengthen the ones that feel tight. Okay, if you need any other guidance dealing with other pain stuff, reach out, click the link below. This is Dr. Bob at the Pain and Wellness Group. We would love to take care of you and see what we can do to help out.